Hello and welcome. My name is Shin,
And I am Ibo.
and today we are talking about Düsseldorf Cardfest. A nice experience, I would say. What would you say about Cardfest, Ivo?
I think it was the worst event I have ever been to.
Why is that?
Right? I think, uh, I think bad organization in every step of the way. Right?
Definitely. So,
Yeah.
I think we each have some same experience with the Cardfest in Düsseldorf, but you have some other experience that I don't have, and they happened on Friday. So tell us something about your Friday.
Yeah. I think let's start with the Friday morning. So I think we went into the line at 7 a.m. and they they opened the gate at 9:30 a.m. I think in Friday morning there was no delay while they are opening the gates, and even though we waited 2 hours again, but I think the Friday morning was a little bit better because when you go in, you went to separate lines for your games, right? One Piece guys went to One Piece line, and Gundam guys went to Gundam line, Digimon guys to the Digimon line. So I think even though we waited long, I think the line was okay for the Friday morning.
Yeah, definitely.
But the thing started after that. I think I was in 9:30 a.m. and you came 1 hour later. You waited even more in the line, and then the tournament should started at 10 a.m. right?
Yeah, 10.
Or 10:30, and so there was a lot of delays. And the first one happened with the LCQs in the Friday. I think there was a delay about 1.5 hours
Yeah, right.
for
Something like that.
start of the tournament, and after that, I think the LCQ went fine for the Gundam. There were a couple of repairings, but it resolved in a couple of minutes. But overall, the tournament, the LCQ was fine for Gundam. The biggest problem for Friday, I think we were around second or third round of
Yeah.
the Gundam SQ. They made an announcement for the One Piece. So they basically made a repair for the whole first round of One Piece, and they basically canceled first round. Right? They were already played the first round, the One Piece players, and they had to make an announcement. They are raising the cap for finals to 100 players.
Oh, man, that's so sad. Why has the organization to be so hard for them? I mean, they're a big company, and
Yeah,
as I can remember, there were no problems with the technician stuff or whatever. It looked like everything would roll out smoothly, and for example, Gundam, everything worked out fine. Yeah, we had our repairs, I think, in the first or second round, and this was done after a few minutes. But One Piece, they played their first round after a delay. Everyone has a delay from 1.5 hours. They played their
yeah,
first round. We were, I think it was the third round. And then the announcement came, like you said. And I mean, and that's the reason why they make 100 players able to be on top card for the next day. That's
yeah.
What is the reason for that? I don't get it.
Uh, I think they paired the guys from finals
Yeah, they did.
into the. Yeah, that's the problem. That was the problem. I guess. I'm not sure if I would be too unhappy with it because they increased the top cut to 100, but I think their day was even longer than us, right?
Yeah,
They
definitely.
had an additional delay, and I think their tournament was much bigger, so they played more rounds. Yeah, but I'm not sure if I would be too unhappy with it.
Yeah, but I mean, after we were done with the Gundam LCQ, they played for
Yeah,
more than 2 hours. After
really,
that, yeah,
really.
Yeah, I had some
Okay.
friends playing One Piece, and oh man, even after the round was done and the overtime was done, you would assume that the next round would start in approximately 5 to 10 minutes in an
Yeah.
LCQ. No, it didn't. They waited for 20 minutes almost for the next round to start. So
Yeah.
1 hour, one round, 1 hour. So yeah, they played 2 hours more than we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and there's
Yeah.
something else on Friday, and this is something you also can explain. You did qualify for Saturday, and
Yes.
there was something happen for the qualifiers. What was it?
Yeah. So I topped on Friday in the LCQ. I was 16th, I guess.
Congrats to that, my
And
friend.
yeah, thank you. And I played 1 year war, and I think whole day I played white decks. But I think I think I can call myself at this point a very good 1 year war aggro player. But the thing started to went downhill after that. So so I couldn't even be happy for my top cut. So the I think our tournament ended at 5 p.m. right, something like that,
Yeah.
and everything went downhill when I learned my ranked. Because at that point, I think still didn't get our participation prize for the whole SEQ, right?
Yeah.
Even we didn't have the participation prizes. So of course, the prices were pretty good. I think, and after the last one, and I went directly after my prizes, right? Uh, I want to get my participation prizes. I want to get my top cut prizes, and ask if I can get the Amura already, right? So I started asking to the judges where to get the prices, and of course the qualified players has an early access to the shop, right?
Yeah, right.
Actually that's one of the best prices with the finals, because you don't get cash from Bandai events. So I started to asking to judges where to get my prices, how can I check in for tomorrow, uh, how can I access to the shop earlier, because on Saturday tournament starts 9:30, and I thought maybe I don't want to bother with the shop. I want to prepare for the finals, so I wanted to visit the shop on Friday. So they started to organize the prices after all of our rounds finish. So even to get my resource packs, championship set, I had to wait for an hour, because they started to open the price boxes, right after we asked them. They didn't even prepare a place for it. So I think we basically waited 1 hour standing in line to just get that resource packs, championship packs. And at that point, it was 6 p.m. and no one said anything to the Gundam players that how to register for finals, or how to get. You have to get a different badge for the finals, because you have to get in earlier than everyone else on the final stage. So, and we will come to that Saturday. So, and at 6 p.m., I started asking how can I get my badge, how can I register, how can I access the shop. And every single one of the people I asked sent me a different place, sent me a different person. And I waited 2 hours to just get a response. They didn't say anything. We can't give you early access today. We can't register today. They didn't say anything at all. We just waited, and everyone sent us to the different place. And at that point, I think top 32 went top cut for the finals from the Gundam MCQ. And at that point, it has been 2 hours. It's 8 p.m. at this point, and that 3 hours we waited on lines, running around. At exactly 8 p.m., when the venue should be closing, they let us in the shop, and they did. And at that point, half of the Gundam Top Cut players went home. They just went home, and I think around 15 Gundam Top Cut players, we went in at 8 p.m. We were able to register, we were able to get badges, and we were able to shop for Gundam stuff. At that point, it's 8:30, and I went to my hotel at 9:30. I was exhausted. I came to Düsseldorf at Thursday night. I played whole day Gundam. I run around whole day. I waited lines whole day. I was exhausted. I just take a shower and slept, and I was feeling horrible in Saturday morning. I have no motivation at all to compete in high level. I think it was the best Gundam players in Europe, 96 players. That's all top cut in regionals. I had no motivation. I had no plan. I had no preparation. I think you have to prepare or plan for the finals a little bit more, because it's definitely different than a normal regional. The skill level is much higher, and they destroyed me. I got break hard on Saturday, and I think my plan for next season just go to different regionals and qualify through them. I think maybe next year LCK won't be like this. They will plan it better. You will get prices directly after your round. You will able to access your shop. But yeah, I will definitely try to qualify through the region.
So you would recommend players who would try the LCQ on the Cardfest not to do that and just try regular regionals to get the top invite?
Yeah, definitely. If you want to go to Worlds, you have to qualify through regionals, because in every single Cardfest they do, we hear some stuff, right? We heard in Dallas, we lived it, we experienced it in Düsseldorf, and same thing will happen in Las Vegas in February. Same thing will happen. Yeah, and yeah, Saturday was horrible also. Let me quickly tell also my experience very quickly, and your day was worse than mine. But on Saturday we would have to, I think, 1 hour earlier than everyone else. I think everyone should be going into the venue at 9 a.m. The finals players should be able to go in 8 a.m. because the finals is starting at 9:30. And they didn't accept any finals players into the venue at 8 a.m. They got everyone in at exactly 9 a.m. So the Gundam players that left on Friday didn't even get a chance to visit shop, because general when you are playing the finals, normal general entry people were shopping, and everything was getting sold out, and the finals, some finals players got nothing, nada. And I think it's sad. I think players deserve better, because in the end competitive players, it's what keeps your games alive, right?
Yeah.
That's how these events happen. So I think you have to protect the competitive players. You have to take, someone has to take responsibility there. I don't know. Yeah, I'm really sad for the competitive players, finals players that didn't get a chance to visit the shop. Yeah, that's basically my experience with the LCQ and finals. And yeah, you also played in the LCQ, but on Saturday you experienced the Cardfest like everyone else, like general entry. And I want to ask you, how was it? So.
Well, let's start with the line in the morning. So I went to the line at, I think it was 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
I was in the front of the line near the entrance. And as you said, I expected that the final players could enter the building a little bit earlier. But
yeah,
some genius thought it would be the best idea to let all 3 doors open for everyone to enter. So yeah, you have approximately more than 5,000 or 7,000 people who will enter the building as soon as the doors will open, and that happened at 9 o'clock. The doors opened and a stampede rushed into the building, and as I was on the front, I was mushed to the window. I hadn't a chance to move in as a second. It was really terrifying. And
yeah, it really was, actually, by the way. It's a miracle no one got hurt.
Definitely, that's definitely a miracle that no one got hurt. And I could enter after some some people, many people entered the building before me, so I found a way into it. And when you entered the building, there were 3 to 4 staff people who said, yeah, final players can go right through the middle of the building and the others should go to their left. And yeah, what did people do? Everyone got into the middle except some people that went left. Thankful for people with a little bit of brain power to understand rules are rules. Just do what you've been told. So go left if you're a general visitor and you're not a finalist. And after I went in the line to the left, I saw so many people enter the venue, and I thought, okay, maybe they're finalists, maybe they're looking for a QR code for side events or stuff like that. And to myself, I thought, okay, well, if I can't play side events, I'm totally fine with that. To be fair, I just want to visit the shop. Well, I was done with my line, and I tried to enter the main room, the main floor, and there was a line right in front of me. And I thought, okay, why is that? Why are the people standing there still? I looked to the left, I looked to the right, and then I saw, okay, it's the line to the shop. And the shop was in the middle of the hall, right in the front of the wall. But why was this spot chosen for the shop? The line went from the middle of the hall, right to the middle of the hall, to the entrance. And at this point, I thought, okay, I will never buy anything there. There will be people buying so many stuff. There are approximately 1,000 or more people in front of me. The shop will be empty. And I left the line, and a few minutes later, a friend of our local came to me and said, yeah, there are some staff members with a QR code for a virtual line or a queue where you can register for. I thought, okay, well, fine, let's give it a try. So I asked the staff member, where's the QR code? And he said, I don't know, ask there. Like your experience with the Friday. I asked 4 people. No one had a clue where I can find the QR code. Why? Yeah. So another friend of our local came to me and had a picture of the QR code. So I scanned it and the system was down. And I was lucky. There were people we know from our local, from Gundam, that were in the virtual queue, and as soon as the system crashed, their spot in the queue vanished. So they... Why? I mean, can you imagine how bad it must feel for someone who was staying there with their phone in their hand, seeing their numbers decrease for their queue, and then the system went down. And as they asked the staff what can they do, they had the virtual queue, and the staff said, yeah, well, go back to the line, to the normal line. That was the answer. Yeah. It was so bad organized, and that isn't even the worst thing. And one of the results we will see later in the market watch, for one example, for Gundam. So we played I played side events, you played the finals, and after 2 hours maybe, we saw some empty tables, or they should be empty because not many players were on the tables on the wall, and there were stacks of playmats, the Gundam resource package, and from the other TCGs some stuff. Let me explain something. You had the rule you can buy every item once, not twice. Yes. So you could say, I want everything on One Piece, Gundam, Digimon, Dragon Ball, and you would be good to go, and you can take it. So when you bought everything, you had every item once, and you spent definitely a lot of money, but you do you. Yeah. And then we saw people with more than one item from the same item. I think there was one table with 10 playmats, 6 resource boxes, and this for every TCG that was offered in the shop. And we asked them, how much is the playmat, how much are the resources, and the playmat was 400 or 500 bucks. And in the shop it was $50. So an increase by 100%. No more. 1,000%, right?
Yeah. And the black box in the first combat box, right? It was going 250, 300.
Yeah.
depending on seller. Uh, I think it's one of the reasons that you got pushed in the morning,
Yeah.
and why the line is terribly organized. I think, yeah, some of the people went there just to scalp, right? They
And
were not competitors. They were not normal fans that wants to get Gundam Fletta playmat, which you can be which from Mercury fan. They were not,
yeah, and that's something.
and and uh, I think Bandai should do something because I understand it's a marketing event in the end, but okay, marketing event, but you are inviting lots of people, you are selling tickets to lots of your fans, and you should not be allowing people scalping at your event. Okay, people can scalp, anyways, you can stop them. They will go eBay and sell it,
Yeah.
but they can sell it in the venue for scalping prices when even the finals competitors couldn't get a thing.
Yeah.
I think I can't accept it. Bandai should do something there. I think you should be able to go to judge and tell them, tell on them, and they should get a ban from Cardfest. I don't know. Or you can select the main game to buy things from and before the event, and you can buy stuff from that game, right?
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, if
because
you.
I have seen so many One Piece players just scalping. I don't know. If I can, I don't know if I can start, but scalping the shit out of Gundams. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Bandai does really care about this event. They just want to sell stuff. They just want to get free PR, free marketing. I don't know. Here because I love Gundam. Otherwise,
Yeah, one
yeah,
solution would be if you buy a ticket for a specific TCG, you're then provided a link to a digital shop for the specific TCG you bought a ticket for, and you
yeah, that's
can
purple. Yeah,
have, I would say, one or two items that are guaranteed for you, and you can pick them up, but you have to pay for them online as soon as you bought the ticket. And
yeah,
so you definitely would have one item. And I mean, some people who visited the venue just wanted one item. To be fair, some wanted the playmat for the specific TCG, or the binders with nice artworks, the resource for Gundam, for example, and stuff like that. And I mean, you should guarantee some players or visitors the chance to get some of those items, at least one item.
attendees, the players, 95% of them were pretty chill. I loved playing against them. I loved meeting them. But man, the 5% that wants to just make money, just want to scout out of people's patience. Yeah, those people didn't help. In addition to Bandai's bad organization.
Yeah. Um, I mean, as you said, meeting players or playing against our opponents and have a nice talk after the game with them was quite a nice experience. And meeting friends from our local and have an actual nice weekend.
Yeah,
Just put aside the bad organization or the scalper stuff. Without that, it was actually quite nice weekend with all the people you met. And I would say Bandai should look into what happened there. Why was it so bad? What went wrong?
yeah,
And they should completely structure every event completely new. Maybe find a new group that organize everything, have a better security. I mean, the back
yeah.
check was nothing. It was just a guy standing there and just, yeah, come on in. It just took a look into your bag, didn't even touch your bag, and just, yeah, come on in, get in. We can be lucky that no one got stabbed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as far as I know, the events in Asia goes pretty well.
Yeah,
In opposed to the event that is in US or Europe. But I think we should wait. We should accept higher standards, right? Because we have only one event in Europe
yeah,
for the whole year. I just hope they can do better. They don't necessarily spend more money. I don't want. I don't accept from a giant conglomerate spend more money. But simple decisions can make this a lot more smoother.
Definitely. And I believe Bandai will find a solution, and I think there will be a statement in a few days at the time of this recording that Bandai will say something about Düsseldorf.
Do you really accept something from them? I don't think they will do any statement.
I think there will be a statement, even if it's pretty generic, like every statement from Bandai is, to be fair. For example, the shortage of some products and when they reprint stuff. But in some capacity, I think there will be a statement in some sort.
Yeah.
And I believe, or rather I hope, that Bandai will fix those issues. Every issue, the scalpers that people could sell stuff in the hall, right in front of the actual shop, the organization.
Yeah.
They have to fix it.
Yeah, I don't expect them to stop the scalping in a hall, right? People will just sell them in buy. But they should not be able to sell it in the venue.
Yeah, not in the venue. What they do outside the venue, it is what it is, but not inside.
What if we got a fight, right? People spend lots of money to get there, lots of resources, their vacation days, and some guy just selling the item that he or she waited for 1 year. I don't know. Yeah.
It's unfair, but time will tell if Bandai is willing to learn something and accept critics from many players and visitors as well, and will change in the future every regional or event in Europe that's as big as the Cardfest is. Let's see what the future brings with Bandai for such events, and I would say this rounds up our weekend. So that would be the experience from Cardfest, our opinions to Cardfest. And I would say this is a whole own video with this length. It's half an hour when I will edit it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I say the other thing will be part 2 of the news. Thank you for your insight for the view of a finalist from Friday.
And thank you to you, Shin. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we're now moving on to the other section, what will be something you can share now with us. Top decks from Düsseldorf, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's moving on.